But while we're talking about theme parks, let's learn about one of the most magical countries in the world, the Netherlands. This is from the website dutchnews.nl. 10 things you didn't know about the Efteling theme park.
So this is obviously not news. This is just a friend of mine...
Funny to us?
Yes. Maybe to a handful of listeners. A friend of mine who... her parents are Dutch, she was talking about... I don't even know why this came up, but she was just showing me pictures from this absolutely horrifying Dutch theme park that, this article is great. It just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Okay, so these are some of the 10 things you didn't know about the Efteling theme park. A certain other magical kingdom may be the happiest place on Earth, but the Netherlands' homegrown Efteling has been going strong since 1952. Located in the town of Katjuvel, the iconic Dutch theme park first opened its doors to the public on 31st of May 1952. As it approaches its 65th anniversary, just like Disneyland, Brandon Hartley lists some wild things you may not know about this world of wonders. Walt's inspiration? A long-standing and oft-repeated legend claims that Walt Disney visited Efteling in the early 1950s and was inspired to break ground on his own theme park in California. How much of this is true and how much is fantasy? Who cares? Well, the initial conceptual drawings for Disneyland date back to at least 1948, and Uncle Walt's muses didn't hail from any one place. His park drew inspiration from everything, including Los Angeles' Griffith Park to Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen. However, there's at least a small possibility that he may have made it to Efteling, so we're not even guaranteeing he went now.
No.
He maybe was there?
Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Who could say? Walt and his family toured the Netherlands at least once in the 50s, but according to this old news clip, he was more focused on visiting the studio that was handling the Dutch dubbing for his company's films.
So, the first factoid about this is like...
Not true at
Did it
all.
inspire Walt Disney? No.
No one can prove he ever even went here.
And I would also contend that the happiest place on Earth for me would not be Disneyland, but in fact, just me going in sight unseen into the studio handling the Dutch dubbing for Disney films. Just wandering the halls.
To be a fly on the wall listening to them try and come up with the Dutch localized version of the names for everything. Just be like, we should call this dwarf Rudel Flufel.
Number 2, a titan among theme parks. While Disneyland Paris continues to be something of a top dog among European theme parks, Efteling has definitely come into its own over the past few decades. Disney's Imagineers even allegedly consulted the park's creative staff while they were plotting the construction of their resort in France back in the 80s. Yeah, we all saw how well that went. Since opening in 1952, Efteling has attracted over 120 million visitors. It's open year-round and hopes to average 5 million visitors annually by 2020. Well, I'm betting that didn't work out.
I'm so sorry.
To meet those numbers, it's been continually adding increasingly sophisticated attractions like Baron 1898.
What?
The fuck is that? An elaborate...
May I please go on Baron 1898?
No. An elaborately themed dive coaster that opened in 2015. Number 3, a new realm of fantasy. The park's next major attraction is set to debut this summer as part of Efteling's 65th Jubilee. Dubbed Symbolica Palace of Fantasy, it will feature 34 trackless carriages that will propel riders through an enchanting world along with Pardos, the happy-go-lucky jester that serves as Efteling's mascot. Take that, Mickey.
He's just wandering the streets of Efteling, pickpocketing.
Got your wallet.
Oh,
I gotta see this guy.
Doesn't give it
throwing
back.
custard pies at heavily pregnant women. Entertaining the children with comedic blackface performances.
Oh, he's awful! He's awful! Look at him, he's terrible!
Every single
God, fuck that.
creature you hear named in this article, I urge you to Google if you're in a position to do it, because they are all horrifying.
Oh, I hate him.
So you know, like what the costumed version of Mickey Mouse looks like when Mickey Mouse has been rendered in 3 dimensions. Imagine that, but the face was humanoid instead of cartoon mouse.
Yeah, he's like a human Mickey Mouse with a Minnie Mouse-esque girlfriend named Pardon?
Next fact, Ton van de Ven. When he was only 19, this young designer managed to jumpstart his career at Efteling after one of its creative directors supposedly asked him only a single question during his job interview. Do you master perspective?
Pardon?
Do you master perspective?
To which he, I assume, replied yes.
He's like, you have the job. you have the job.
You are now in charge of the park, 19-year-old.
Oh, Van de Ven went on to become the park's most prolific designer to date and played a major role in the creation of... Just give me a second to gather myself for this, please. I gotta have like 3 deep breaths. He went on to play a major role in the creation of popular attractions, including Spookslot, Fata Morgana, and Droomvlucht.
Droomvlucht.
A portrait of him can be found in Villa Volta, the bizarre spinning madhouse that opened in 1996.
Just picturing the most chaotic theme park imaginable.
Oh, no children permitted on Spookslot. Oh.
The room from the first Saw is located somewhere in Efteling.
Next fact. Who? If you grew up outside of Western Europe, which I did, you're probably unfamiliar with several of the magical characters that can be found throughout Efteling and Spooksibles, its famous 15-acre fairy tale forest. You just set children loose in this 15-acre forest.
15-acre forest. They never come back.
See you in 1 month. While you can enjoy recreations of moments from famous stories like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, they appear alongside Langneck and Holy Bolly Geels. The former is a character from The Six Servants, one of the Brothers Grimm's lesser-known stories. He can make his neck grow to impossible lengths in order to see across long distances.
Everybody knows
nightmare.
Langneck, the long neck pervert.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
He represents the Netherlands' favorite pastime, peeping into girls' change rooms.
It looks like you have been spotted by Langneck. You must pay him $3 now.
Someone
€3.
Dutch is going to get so mad at us.
Oh. Every night, parents on their 10th floor apartment say to their kids, "Don't forget to close the curtains, or you might be spotted by Langneck." Oh, Geese, meanwhile, is a fellow with an insatiable appetite.
For children?
He can be found throughout Efteling at one of the many rubbish stations in various different guises, where he continually begs visitors to feed him their trash.
This actually sounds like the happiest
rules.
place on earth.
Oh my god. It's the exact same aesthetic as that comic that's just like, piss in my mouth.
After you hear him cry, "Papi, you're here," you'll never forget it.
No.
Papier hier. Papier hier. Dank u wel. Dank u wel. Dank u wel. Dank u wel.
Oh, good. The next heading is a very European theme park, as though the things we were
So it
reading
wasn't already.
were like worldwide common occurrences. Foreign visitors might also be surprised by some of the more risque stuff that can be found in a few spots around the park.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Ariel in the Sprookjebos seems to have misplaced her seashell bra and appears topless.
It's just a titty mermaid.
It's a little something for daddy.
No
Little
matter,
something for Papa.
no matter where Langneck is in the park, his head is 6 feet away from topless area.
Topless Ariel.
There's also Isiltje Strekje, who hails from Brothers Grimm story titled The Table, the Ass, and the Stick. He's a donkey that can poop gold. A statue in his honor can be found in a square within the fairy tale forest. In exchange for €1, it'll shoot a plastic coin out of its ass. You won't find that at Disneyland Paris.
You sure won't.
Probably for a good reason. Nicotine free, mostly. Okay.
It's chew only. And no one over the age of 14.
You can have tobacco, but it must be snooze.
Handing out cans of dip to all the children as they come in. Along with 21 other theme parks and tourist attractions in the Netherlands, Efteling bulked up its rules against smoking earlier this spring. Visitors are no longer allowed to light up while they wait in outdoor queues, but the park hasn't stamped out smoking entirely. Visitors can still enjoy their various tobacco products in other areas like the spookybles, but they're encouraged to do so in designated smoking areas. This next one. Okay.
We got there.
The heading, a controversial cannibal. I would really like everybody to absorb this sentence with me.
Prepare.
Monsieur Cannibal has drawn negative attention in recent years.
He's also let loose in the Spooky Boss.
Good luck, children.
It's a cannibal.
Oh no. The attraction, which is similar to the Mad Tea Party ride at the various Disney parks, features cauldrons instead of teacups and a statue of a stereotypical African tribesman at its
Oh
center.
no.
Oh no.
No.
Only took us like 7 points to get to the racism.
Visitors spin around in the cauldrons while Monsieur Cannibal, a 1966 song by the French singer Sacha Distel, pours out of the ride's overhead speakers.
So he's going to
Gisela
eat
Williams, a reporter for the Wall Street Journal, is just one of the attraction's naysayers. She received her first death threat after she wrote critically of the attraction in a 2014
you.
article.
Wow.
I will kill you for the cannibal. Oh. Do not speak negatively of Monsieur Cannibal. And finally, quieter corners. While many Efteling visitors spend their time visiting its larger attractions and taking as many spins on the De Vliegend Hollander water coaster as possible, there are many corners of the park that are far more tranquil. Laughland is a quaint village, a bit off the beaten path filled with cheerful robotic characters going about their daily lives.
Pardon? Cheerful robotic characters going about their daily lives sounds so horrifying. It sounds
Welcome
worse
to
than
East
anything
World.
I've read so far.
It sounds like they exist outside of, even when the park's closed, they're all just...
They're alive.
Just
You
alive.
are in Dutch Westworld.
Most days, it's a great place to get away from the crowds and enjoy a picnic or just a quick break while the other guests pass by on the village's snail-powered monorail. They don't explain that any further.
Dutch
There's also
technology.
the Efteling Museum, which offers glimpses at everything from engineering sketches to retired animatronic characters. A few of the latter are somewhat unusual. I'll fucking bet they are.
Yep.
So, imagine if they're getting death threats for criticism of Monsieur Cannibal
Wonder who got retired.
in 2014. Imagine what the retired characters are.
Oh, goodness. I urge you all to just Google some pictures from all of this. Truly upsetting stuff.
Efteling.